Hey travelers, Florin Nastasi here with another travel video. Today I am in beautiful Denver, Colorado, and very windy Colorado for that matter. I'm here for 2 weeks. I'm here visiting one of my good friends, and this is my third time visiting the Mile High City. So I thought this was a great opportunity for me to make a quick little video about the pros and cons of visiting Denver. Now mind you, these pros and cons are pretty much all my opinion, so don't take anything to heart. You're more than welcome to disagree with me. And if anything, if you have your own list of pros and cons you want to add to my observations, feel free to add them down below, because I would love to hear your thoughts about Denver. So we're gonna just kind of like jump right on into it. I had to make a little list, so bear with me here. One of the first things I noticed when I came to Denver, and I really appreciated, was the efficiency in the transportation. When I first came here, I had to come through Denver International, of course, and I needed to get downtown. So little did I know, the RTD system here, it takes you straight to Union Station, which was, for my case, was perfect because it only took about 25 minutes, I think, and it only cost me a $3 ticket, whereas if I would have paid Uber, it would have easily cost me anywhere from $25 to $30, especially during surge pricing. So I really appreciated that aspect when I first came here. Now with that being said, the con to that is the traffic. The traffic in Denver, as everybody knows, is terrible. The yellow lights, for some reason, are only 1 second long, and people here just, I don't know. I want to say don't know how to drive, but the ones that seem to not know how to drive are the people from out of state. So I can't speak much about Denver drivers in particular. But with that being said, parking here is very expensive, I noticed. Just the other day I was driving downtown, and just for one parking garage I was at, mind you, it was in one of the more central locations, it was, I think, $12 an hour I paid. So that was a little steep. But on Sundays, I do know the city provides free street parking, which is pretty cool. The only problem is good luck getting it, because everybody and their mother is downtown after 5 on Sundays. So, enough of the negative. Another positive thing that I noticed was that Denver, it's really in close proximity to everything recreation that you would ever imagine. And you know, in under 3 hours, you're anywhere you want to be. You're, I think, about an hour and a half to Rocky Mountain National Park. You're in a great location for a lot of hikes. You're only a few hours away from world-class skiing resorts, from Vail and Aspen. So I mean, you are in one of the best locations. And in Denver, especially if you don't want to go outside of the city limits, you can go see the Botanical Gardens. I know Coors Field is close by, and they have a handful of cool museums, including a lot of art museums. So if you're into all of that stuff, you will like the city for sure. Another con that I've noticed, and again, this is with any big major city, is the crime. And on top of the crime, the homelessness issue. I do think Denver, in comparison to some other bigger cities like New York, they've done a relatively good job at trying to combat the homeless issue that they're facing. They're not going to fix it overnight. I think all of these cities can do a lot more to help relieve the homeless population here. But there's no issues that I have run into. They're people just like you and me. I tell people, just, you know, be kind to them. They're going to be kind to you. Treat them like people, because they are people. So besides that, crime is everywhere you go. Just be safe. Watch your back. Just don't go walking late at night. I don't suggest that at all, even if you were in the safest city in the world. So another pro, going back to something positive, the climate. And a lot of people are like, what? The climate? That's a negative part of Colorado. Yes and no. You get to experience all 4 seasons in 1 hour, which is pretty interesting. Just the other week, when I first got here, it was snowing a good couple inches. And then about what, 4 or 5 hours later, it started to clear up and it got up to about 80 degrees. So with Denver, it's very hard to tell what the weather patterns are going to do next. So that's one interesting thing about living here or visiting here. And back to a negative aspect of visiting Denver is the sales tax here is stupid high. I know part of this is the city does have something in place with their tax system that a portion of the tax money collected does go to the beautification of the city, which I think that's pretty cool. I do wish other major cities would adopt that kind of concept, because I think if it was incorporated the right way, it could do a lot more good than bad through tax dollars. So with that being said, and so I just want to vent. I know the taxes are high because I just paid for concert tickets at Red Rocks. And I know it's not in Denver, but still, it's relevant. The taxes alone were $22. I'm from Virginia. Maybe I'm just spoiled in that aspect, but I just thought that was pretty interesting. So another positive is the food scene in Denver is pretty diverse. Denver is not really known for a particular, kind of cuisine, but you can get about anything in the world you want here, whether that's from international cuisine, just mom and pop fare. One of my favorite restaurants here, and I know a lot of locals are probably going to roll their eyes, is Denver Biscuit Company. They're delicious. If you go there, I definitely suggest getting the Franklin biscuit, as it has vegetarian gravy and it is stacked high. And if you're looking for sushi, like sashimi, I suggest going to Sushi Sasa downtown. It's very good. And if you want a nice classic burger, I suggest going to Avanti F&B. That's also a very good place. Another negative, I'm just hopping right back and forth, is the air quality. It's very hit or miss here. And of course, that's a variety of variables that cause that, such as the pollution, forest fires, ozone issues. So if you're an asthmatic like myself, I strongly suggest making sure you bring your nebulizers and all of your asthma medication, because last thing you want is to have breathing problems while you're here. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed my list of pros and cons. I would love to hear what you all have to say about Denver. Have you visited? If you have, what are some things you liked and maybe not like so much about the city? Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I have a lot more fun videos coming up. And if you have any questions for me, please let me know down below.